Thank you, Mr. President. President, I beg to move for second reading. A bill shortly entitled International Banks Amendment. Mr. President, this bill for consideration seeks to provide an enhancement for the regulation of supervising of the banking business. And it really is to establish a single space banking and the ownership structures for licensed financial institutions. Mr. President, there are some amendments being proposed, and the amendment to this legislation will really seeks to facilitate the further advancement and harmonization of the banking sector in the Eastern Caribbean Union, the ECCU. And that will in turn supplement the strengthening of a legal framework for the conduct of banking business and a regulatory environment that will be enhanced. The amendments proposed, Mr. President, to the Banking Act have all emanated from reviews conducted by the ECCU, and the intention is to update the Act and make it easier to understand, to improve its language, and to improve the accuracy of the Act by way of definitions. Just by example, Mr. President, we have the amendments to Section 44 of the Act. It specifies that the licensed financial institution must maintain a minimum paid up or assigned capital in the currency union and not only in St. Lucia. A new subsection 5, Mr. President, is also included to empower the ECCB to approve the holding of assigned capital in the form of specified assets. Mr. President, Section 45 is amended to insert two new practices in which a licensed financial institution or licensed financial holding company should not be engaged to maintain the reserve fund under subsection 2. In addition, Mr. President, two new subsections 3, 4, and 5 are inserted in which a licensed financial institution or a licensed financial holding company shall not declare or make transfer from its profits if it realizes a net loss for a financial year unless it obtains prior written approval of the central bank within the specified timeline. Mr. President, there is an amendment also to increase the permissible years of consecutive service of an external auditor for 6 years to 9 years, and to provide that the lead and concurring audit partner shall be changed every 6 years, and that is being proposed. The strengthened remedial action tools and adopted mechanisms to allow for resolution of different banking matters are some of the pertinent measures which this bill seeks to address. And as well, Mr. President, to improve the corporate governance framework for financial institutions within the currency union. And finally, Mr. President, this part of the ECCU harmonized legislation, of the ECCU harmonized legislation. As a member, St. Lucia, which is a member, is required to enact these amendments. And so we have to do so to be compliant. And so with that in mind, these few notes just shared, I look for the concurrence and support of this Senate for... Mr. President, if you'll allow me just to
please do
rectify, yes, a couple of things there. I think some of the content I just provided would be more appropriate for another bill. So I just want to retract a little and get a couple of things sorted out. So I will use a different or more reliable source.
You are now referring to the International Banking
Amendments, yes. So I apologize for the previous, yes. I don't know if it's because of the time of day. Anyhow, so the bill for consideration, Mr. President, which is the International Banks Amendment. This bill provides the amendment of the International Banks Cap 1217, which is known as the Act. Clause 1 of the bill provides for the short title and commencement, and Clause 2 of the bill provides for the interpretation. In Clause 3, Section 2 of the Act, interpretation is amended to include 2 new definitions for the terms effective consolidated supervision, financial services regulator, shell bank, and physical presence. Clause 4 of the bill amends Section 5.1 of the Act, registered office and registered agent, by including the words physical presence after the words unless it has. This amendment seeks to provide that a license can only be issued where the physical presence of an eligible company operating a registered office in St. Lucia can be established. Mr. President, in Clause 5 of the bill, Section 10 of the Act, limitation on activities. This is amended by substituting the words in connection with the business is connected to clarify the activities that the licensee is prohibited from undertaking. The amendment also provides for the insertion of a new subsection 2 that prohibits a licensed operation operating an international banking business in St. Lucia from establishing or continuing business relations with a shell bank. So, Mr. President, these brief notes provide a little bit of background and context for the bill before us, and I look forward to our contributions and approval for this bill. Thank you.